Thank you.
All right, I knew I saved the best for last. I knew none of y'all would have anything to say. Mayor, what you doing out so early this morning?
Well, it's 9/11.
It is.
You know, it's not much more to say than that.
14th anniversary.
Yeah, this country was devastated 9/11, and we've got a big run tomorrow at the Veterans Museum starting at 7 o'clock. You know, 60 police officers and about 343 firefighters lost their lives during those days, couple of days, and this country needs to remember that. It devastated our country, and it has not changed, and we're still, it showed how vulnerable we are.
You know, the biggest thing on everybody's mind, let's get through the day without any disasters. Keep everyone safe, and hopefully everyone does.
All right,
stay
that
safe.
aside, let's change subject. When's the City Hall? When are you moving in?
About the 1st of January. If we're not moved in by that time, at least with the city clerk's office, we'll have to postpone because that's business license time, and it's going to be real busy for January, February. But we're getting close, and it's really beginning to take shape. And
ran into a former employee of yours yesterday that says he's taken another job. Evan is going to UNA.
Oh, is he? I did not know that. Okay, well, good. Evan's a great guy, good finance guy, and a good family. You know, they're a foster parent family, and he's a super guy. I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't either. I saw him yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, we're getting ready for the Fillers Convention coming up, and Dutch, it's good to have your return. You've been baking all summer.
Yeah, I've been in the prayer closet. Been hiding out. Good to be back, Jamie. Good to have y'all back.
Roll Tide.
We came down here a couple of times. Y'all were closed. But,
you rode by?
Yeah.
I saw you on the highway this week. Looked like you was in a hurry to get somewhere.
I'm always in a hurry. Always.
Well,
I'm glad Blakely's not behind me.
You only worked one day. I'm glad you said that because that leads us right into what we're about to talk about with Mike. But anything new happening out in Lindsay Lane Baptist Church?
Yeah, we've been teaching on discipleship, and so that's going real well. And then Sunday night, we're having Laugh All Night. I was telling Ronnie and Mike about that. It's going to be an awesome time for the family just to come out and hang loose and laugh and have a good time. It's from 6 to 8. It's not all night, but it's called Laugh All Night.
Y'all gonna put all night in that Lindsay Lane.
All right, but it'll be it's going to have a good time. It's a missions organization from Haiti that we sponsor. But anyway, the comedians are real good. They're Christian comedians. It's going to be a good time for the family just to laugh and have fun.
We want to make sure everybody knows if you're looking for a church, we'd love to have y'all down at Lindsay Lane Baptist Church. Running Joseph and Danny when he ain't shooting a movie. He's out of town.
And we showed the Woodlawn Tuesday night. It went real well. It did. It's good. It's a great movie.
Yeah,
October 16th.
Now, Danny's in that new movie too.
Walk the Woods.
Walk in the Woods.
No, Walk the Trail. What is it?
Yeah, walk in the Woods. Yeah.
Okay.
Taxi driver in it with Nick Nolte.
That's great.
Robert Redford.
Yeah. Speaking of walking the woods, Mike Blakely up here this morning, man, always out and about. You were telling me outside about some problems we may be encountering here, thanks to the state legislator. They always seem full of crap as always down there, seems to be. Tell us about what you just told me.
There is Senator Ower and Senator Melson, two of our senators here from Limestone County and Morgan and Lauderdale, introduced a bill that would prohibit state troopers from working wrecks or any kind of traffic enforcement on any roads other than state and federal highways, which that is nothing more than an unfunded mandate for every county in the state of Alabama, because what that means is you got a wreck, well, the sheriff's department's going to have to work if it's out there in rural areas. I'm going to have to hire more officers.
Ain't you short-handed as it is?
Well, we don't have an abundance of people, but, you know, we don't have anybody that works wrecks. I mean, I'd have to send them back to school for the accident investigation, and then...
So right now, the way it is right now, Sheriff, how does that work? Do the troopers work every wreck in every county?
They work wrecks on all rural, state, and federal highways except the municipalities. Municipalities investigate the accidents in their own cities. And, you know, I know Jefferson County, the sheriff's office, Bill Bailey years ago started doing that. And there's been times in the past we'd get frustrated because it may take quite a while for a state trooper would get out there to the wreck scene, because he may be one trooper working two counties and he had to come from over Morgan County or something. And, you know, people about have to wait a little while to have the accident work. But if that happens, if we have to, people go expect the sheriff's department to be there within just a few minutes. I mean, because there's no insulation between between that deputy out there and the guy at the top versus state troopers, well, you have a hard time calling the governor or the colonel down there to complain about any problems there.
What do people need to do? I mean,
well, they need to call. They need to call their. Of course, some people
You
may
said
say
they wouldn't even take your call.
Well, I called Senator Orr and Senator Belson, and Senator Belson finally called me back. I hope it wasn't offended, because when I called down there, I left a message, told them I thought they must be smoking crack. I couldn't believe
Not you.
I couldn't believe they'd introduce a bill like that, especially without even talking to any of the sheriffs up here. Something that really affects our office. They didn't even give us the time of day to call us about it. But I mean, they're doing a good job. I know they're trying to, solve the state's woes. But this is one of them that's just kicking the can back down to the counties. I mean, if they
Well, maybe they can cut back on Governor Bentley's #1 assistant, making almost $500,000 a year.
Well, of course, everybody gives the Democrats the dickens. Well, now Bill Clinton. At least in what he did, he didn't pay Monica a ton of money and her husband and all that like Governor Bentley has.
The comments made on this program are not necessarily those of management or ownership or me.
Now, I'm not condoning what Bill Clinton did, but I said
city management.
Yeah, or city management, or Lindsey Lane there to church. The sheriff speaks his own language.
Well, I told somebody I was kind of relieved that supposedly the governor's having an affair with his secretary, because I thought
I didn't know that came out.
I thought he might have been one that was log cabin.
I didn't know he was having an affair with. Is that what you're saying happened?
Well, that's what everybody else is saying happened.
Indicating.
Mayor, would you like to comment anything on this?
They're certainly making it look like
No, I would not. I'm trying to deal with budgets right now.
I don't think you heard what I said. I said, I'm glad to know that that's what it was, instead of him being one of those log cabin Republicans. You know what they were.
Let me change subject right quick, and Mike can ask you about this. With all the bad publicity that people like you are getting all across the country and other places, not here, thank goodness, are your deputies and Ronnie, police officers here, are they all doing anything differently now than you have in all these years?
Yes, we're trying to caution them to be extremely careful. It's a thin line. A lot of times, for example, you remember the shootout we had over on Drug Bust where we had the machine gun guy trying to, well, if someone just looked at that video right at the end where I'm kind of popping him upside the head, it'd be like, oh, that's terrible. But what they don't realize, what they don't see is I'm trying to hold the machine gun with my foot that he's still trying to jerk up. So, people don't really, it ain't always as it appears. And yes, police officers make mistakes, but there's not, I don't think anybody that's sheriffs, chiefs of police, mayors that don't expect their officers to do the right thing. And we're going to try to make, if there's mistakes made, we're going to try to correct it. But we're having, police officers are probably more in fear of their lives today than any other time.
After what you guys do for us?
And I think it's one thing, too, is you're going to have people that's going to be reluctant to do their jobs because they're afraid, you're danged if you do, danged if you don't.
They're going to get put into
what are y'all doing in the city, Ronnie?
I agree. We meet pretty often with the captains and the management staff and just say, and look at all the precautionary issues and just bring that to a higher attention to say, our lives are important. What we're doing, people are expecting protection. As I've said over and over, there are 5 real high priorities, and public safety is number 1. Your community goes down the drain when we lose public safety, and it's going to take a lot of prayer and a lot of patience and a lot of good leadership to bring this community and our country back together. And it's
show respect for officers. What they deserve it.
Unbelievable.
One thing is we're blessed in the area that we live, and the majority of the people in our area are very supportive. I mean, that's great, but you still, there's rarely a month goes by that one of our officers hasn't stopped someone, the person throws a camera or cell phone in front of their face and says, I'm videotaping this, and of course that's fine, because we are too. We've had cameras, and we're glad to have
Dusty, you talk about it all the time, the morality of what's going on in this country right now.
It is. It's a lack of respect, a morale issue.
Self-entitlement.
Yeah, it is. That's exactly right. And so, everybody needs to respect one another. When you have that, then you'll have morality back. But, You know, even in our church, we're having to have security because you don't ever know when some wacko's going to come in. So it affects all of us. It really does. So that's why we need to get out and reflect the love of Jesus Christ to everybody. So, you know, people can get right with the Lord. Maybe they won't be committing all these crimes and things.
That's a
But
good
Dusty,
start.
I think you agree, the problem starts in the home.
Oh, yeah.
Parents need to be parents. You can try to
Exactly
decide whether
right.
you want to be their best friend or whether you want to be their mom or daddy.
Right.
Exactly.
And that's the problem
Yeah,
sometimes.
that's what I'm.
You're not supposed to be their best friend.
Right.
Anything else we need to know about the great city of Athens coming up this
No,
weekend?
we're
Ronnie?
working with budgets, and we are having a work session this morning. We're
Thank you.
proud to announce that we're going to finish this year like we have the last about 5 years at over $1 million more revenue than expenses. That allows us to buy police cars and other important issues. And we're hammering out 2016 budgets and looking at where we've had some automatic rate increases in sanitation, water and wastewater. We're looking at a way to start decreasing those to show transparency and good government. We've been working on that a year or two, and I think you'll see it this year.
All right, good to have three wise men up here this morning. Appreciate y'all stopping by on this Friday, Dusty. We'll see you bright and early Sunday morning down at church, and
All right.
go from there. Take you. Mike, let us know anytime you need anything down at the sheriff's office.
Well, like I said, I would have been here earlier, but I've been tied up with my friends.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure Arthur Orr and Senator Nelson appreciate it too, and Governor Bentley for exposing it.